The ancient Greek Empedocles, a god on earth? This ancient Greek philosopher and the mysterious and miraculous events many throughout human history have claimed to be gods. All of them became founders of religions, integrated into political systems, and actively participated in power. The only one who really resembled God on earth but refused to become a religious leader was Empedocles, the Akraganite, 495 BC to 435 BC. Ancient Greek Pythagorean philosopher, one of the greatest representatives of the pre-Socratic school, the Greek philosophy, physicist, engineer, inventor, physician, musician, and poet, the wise and democratic Empedocles refused the royal office offered to him by the inhabitants of his city. In his life, he had spoken of miracles and had done miracles, so that he entered the world of legend early on. Even his death was worthy of a god. According to the legends, he climbed on the top of Mount Etna and fell into the lava for his body to disappear. Oh my goodness. Also, according to the testimony of his friend and student Pausanias, one night Empedocles woke up from his sleep and saw a heavenly light and the glow of lamps. Pausanias told the audience that Empedocles found the end he wished for by being taken up into the heavens because he had become a god. Well, I don't know what kind of a god would just, sacrifice himself by falling into the lava of the Etna volcano. But anyway, just like that, and the people had no reason to believe in his divinity when they had seen him perform miracles by bringing a woman to life after 30 days while she had no breath or pulse. 30 days sustain a breathless body, Diogenes Laertius, 862. When he succeeded in stopping the blowing of the harmful winds, and for this reason he was called obstructing wind, according to Plutarch 505:15c. When with music he swallowed the rage of a young man who was about to slaughter his father's murderer, when he was acquitted by the court, when he was seen engaged in hypnosis, telepathy, and submission phenomena, when he had written over 400 tragedies, of which not a single one survived. Empedocles was in his time the only person on earth who knew that the phenomenon of breathing is connected to blood circulation. He knew that the universe is ellipsoidal, as NASA only knows today based on pictures of the Hubble Space Telescope. Empedocles had penetrated into the interior of the world and was so convinced of the spiritual abilities of the human being that he believed openly in reincarnation. For that he set his spiritual powers in motion. He could see, quote unquote, within his own 20 human lives, and through them anything. He clairvoyantly saw strange beings wandering the earth, limbs without bodies, bodies without limbs, heads without necks, arms without shoulders. The eyes looked here and there without a forehead to support them, and all these grew from the earth. I wonder what kind of things he was on. Maybe he was taking some hallucinogenic thing. Now, this aimless wandering and the members resulted in the second phase in creating monstrous beings. From there appeared then many creatures with double faces and double breasts and the bodies of oxen with human faces. This strange theory of Empedocles is not later rejected by Plato, who includes it in the Symposium, speaking of hermaphrodite beings who prevailed at the beginning of life. I guess they're talking about Nephilim here, the Anunnaki. Now, the foundations of Empedocles' worldview were Philotius, Nikos, and Nikos, hence the quarrel, love and hate, peace and war, Heraclitus' union of opposites, friendship as any kind of natural attractive force, any kind of force of social reconciliation, and the unity or any kind of immunity and homeostasis force of an organism like Nikos as any force, while Nikos as any force of physical repulsion, social conflict, or medical disorder that leads to physical, social, and biological entropy. The ideal balance is realized within the sphere. That is, the sphere, which is everywhere the same, stands on a point, has no members to fight with each other, and proclaims bliss and bliss within it. They also claim that our whole place is full of evils that extend to the region of the moon, but they do not go further because the place is cleaner. Empedocles writes, Psyche, that is inexoristis psychis, he exercises the psyche, the soul, is exiled down here while and wanders chased by divine decrees and laws. We, believing the raging strife and far from the gods, we fell in exile. He who cuts his limbs with murder wanders 30,000 hours away from the blessed hour. Hour is equal to a unit of measurement of time based on the movements of the stars, he claims, and the ascendant is also a derivation. He says, won't you stop the awful sound of killing? Don't you see how you are devouring each other out of foolishness? Now, Empedocles argued that one spirit runs through the whole world, and this is what unites us with all beings. Thus, if we kill animals and eat their flesh, it's like killing our relatives. Okay, that's, of course, they are not our relatives. We don't, reincarnate into animals. Now, his beloved son, who had changed from form, is laid on the altar by the father, slaughtered by the fool with prayers. Others do not know and sacrifice the one who begs. He again, deaf to the cries after the slaughter. Bad table at home is laid. Thus the son kills the father, and the mother children takes the life and eat. Well, that's ridiculous. If we pious and righteous live, shall we be happy here, but even happier when we emigrate, for we shall not have bliss for a while, but we shall be able to rest eternally with the other immortals of the same house and the same bank away from the human cares. Okay, well, if you're going to rest with immortals, then obviously you're not reincarnating, neither to a human or to an animal. So he's obviously contradicting himself. And I don't believe that we should listen to anybody who's, commits suicide by throwing himself in the lava of Etna. Now, he says, any soul who becomes a follower of the God beholds something of the true beings, will stay away from the passions until the next period. If he lives righteously after death, he will have a better fate, while whoever does injustice will have a worse fate. The righteous, after being judged in courts that are under the earth, depart to other places in heaven where harmony and friendship reign. Hail to me, God of incense. As a mere mortal, I am sold after all, forlorn until home. Hello, I, as your God, and not as a mortal, roam among you, enjoying great honors as befits. Obviously, he's hailing himself. What an egocentric person. This is by Empedocles' bibliography, 495 to 435 BC. And I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Obviously, you can understand there was a lot of megalomaniac philosophy going on with the ancient Greeks. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.